Hey guys, thanks for joining me. Today we are watching Back to the Future, thanks to you poll voters out there. I did say poll voters before, but that will be in the bloopers section if I ever actually make a video on bloopers. I'm really pumped for this one. I have not ever seen Back to the Future despite being of the age where I should have seen Back to the Future. I can only chalk it up to not really getting into time travel until I was about 15, 16 years old, and I hear this one is about time travel. And I also love Michael J. Fox. I know him from Family Ties, which I used to watch as reruns on the TV. So I'm just thinking that this one's going to be high energy, a little bit of bright fun, and hopefully some laughs as well. But other than that, who knows? I know there's a guy in the poster who looks like Einstein with that Einstein sort of hair. He looks quite eccentric, and I assume he's some sort of like mad scientist type person, but who knows, maybe he's just a figment of the Michael J. Fox's character's imagination. I guess we'll find out. By the way, matching with my jumper, TV snacks. Usually I get the malt sticks, but they only had the original available. I always find like everything's in such short supply these days, so I'm just happy to get something that's of brand. There are many clocks in this room. These little guys and a strong cappuccino are just bliss. And I see some power of love.
The Senate is expected to vote on this today. But the case of missing plutonium was in fact stolen from their vault 2 weeks ago. To a simple clerical error. The FBI was investigating the matter.
Okay, so given that these look like some interesting inventions, I would say the Einstein guy on the poster, this is his house, or Michael J. Fox's character is a little bit of an inventor. I don't think I'd be wanting to eat that for breakfast.
Hello, anybody home?
Steven Spielberg. Woo. Is there anything more 80s than those jeans paired with those shoes and a skateboard? He's so young looking.
Hey, Doc, where are you?
I got it, found you. Listen, can you meet me at Twin Pines more time?
Are you telling me that it's 8:25?
Precisely.
Damn. I'm late for school.
Better not spill my coffee. Wow. Double denim. Dangerous, young man. Surprisingly effective.
Alright, come on. I think we're safe.
You know, this time it wasn't my fault.
Oh my gosh, his girlfriend is so pretty. He's got to be cool.
Got a real attitude problem, McFly. You're a slacker. You remind me of your father when he went here. He was a slacker too.
Dude, come on.
Have a chance, you're too much like your old man. No McFly ever amounted to anything in the history of Hill Valley.
I'm afraid you're just too darn well. Next, please. Mayor Goldie Wilson. Progress is his middle name.
I'm obsessed with her jacket. Like, if I could just wear everything she's wearing every day of my life, I'd be very happy.
Check out that 4x4. That is hot. Someday, Jennifer. Well, Jennifer, my mother would freak out if she knew I was going up there with you, and I get the standard lecture about, I think the woman was born a nun.
She's just trying to keep you respectable.
Save the clock tower!
Let him have
Save
a
the clock
kiss.
tower. Where were we?
Right about here.
Jennifer!
I think I'm in love already. I am obsessed with how they've somehow in these first couple of scenes, everything's just so action-packed. It's just almost like people are actually rolling in, move the scene along. Like the car goes past or a person drives up or the skateboard comes in. It's just so cool. It's like just wheeling the thing out onto the stage that needs to project it into the next plot point.
Perfect. Just perfect.
I could have been killed.
Now, Biff, now, I never noticed that the car had any, you know, I figured since they weren't due till...
Hello? Hello? Anybody home?
Oh.
Huh?
What a pushover this dude is.
Would you? Of course not, Biff. No,
Maybe I
wouldn't
would
that
want you to get
happen.
fired, Biff. You seem like a douche.
McFly, your shoes untied. Don't be so gullible, McFly. Got the place fixed up nice. What are you looking at, butthead?
Your Uncle Joey didn't make parole again.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes in life.
I know that girl from
Damn
somewhere.
it. I'm late.
Hey, Marty.
This dad is so funny.
Jennifer Parker called you twice. I don't like her, Marty. Girls chasing boys. When I was your age, I never chased a boy or called a boy or like the way I met your father. That was so stupid. Grandpa hit him with the car. Still don't understand what Dad was doing in the middle of the street. What was it, George? Bird watching? Your father kissed me for the very first time on that dance floor.
I can't get over his laugh.
I'm away.
Something's bound to happen at 1:15 a.m. in the morning. That must be Einstein. Yay!
Hey, Einstein, where's the dot, boy? Doc, all right, I'm ready.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Emmett Brown. I'm standing on the parking lot at Twin Pines Mall.
Come on, Heine. Hey, boy, get in there. Now, boy. In here. Sit down.
Oh no. What's gonna happen with Einstein?
Watch your head. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious
Here's that
shit.
quote. Why did he look at him? I hope Einstein's gonna be okay. Did Doc just look him up and down to make sure that he didn't have something that was like extremely flammable on because he knew this was going to happen? That's amazing.
Careful, displacement.
Jesus Christ, Doc, you disintegrated Einstein.
Calm down, Marty. I didn't disintegrate anything.
Thank goodness.
What, is it hot?
It's cold. Damn cold.
Oh, thank goodness you're okay and I'm unharmed.
This readout tells you where you're going. This one tells you where you are. This one tells you where you were. Well, witness the birth of Christ. November 5th, 1955. That was the day I invented time travel. I remember it vividly. So I took their plutonium and in turn gave them a shiny bomb casing full of used pinball machine parts.
Oh no.
Come on.
Be careful. I thought then he wasn't even wearing gloves. This just took a dark turn. What? This is a kid's show, isn't it? Unless he's got a bulletproof vest on or something.
That ain't no airplane. Look.
Must have been around the time of the Roswell alien stuff.
Me?
It looks a bit like a chicken coming out of the coop.
Sorry.
Pine. That must be the dude that was super into Pine. Looks like he really has traveled back. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto.
You gotta help.
Music choices with the scenes are so evocative. So great. Dun 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 dun. I love the mirroring of the like the heaps of things actually so far, but the mayor van of Goldie the mayor or whatever, and then this guy's name is Red Thomas. Goldie and Red.
What's with the life preserver? Right, give me a Pepsi free.
You want a Pepsi, pal? You're gonna pay for it.
Is Pepsi free like a Coke no sugar?
Hey, I'm talking to you, McFly, you Irish bug.
Oh, hey, Biff. Hey, guys. How are you doing?
You got my homework finished, McFly? Hello? Anybody home?
Nothing's changed.
Think, McFly. Think.
What? You're George McFly. Stand tall, boy. Have some respect for yourself. You think I'm gonna spend the rest of my life in this slop house?
Watch it, Goldie.
No. And one day I'm gonna be somebody.
Goldie, isn't he the mayor?
He's gonna be mayor. Yeah, I'm in.
So McFly ended up giving him the idea of being mayor. That's cool.
Goldie Wilson. He's a peeping Tom. Dad!
Come on out here, help me take.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe the dad just rode off then.
Been asleep for almost 9 hours now. Well, safe and sound now, back in good old 1955.
Oh my gosh, it's his mum yelling.
Just relax, Calvin. You got a big bruise on your head.
Calvin.
Well, that is your name, isn't it? Calvin Klein?
Ah, it's on his
Written all
undies.
over your underwear.
Gotta get used to these bars, kid.
Yeah, Joey just loves being in his playpen.
2 of them.
Wow, you must be rich.
Where is that kid from? Alf? Where's he from?
Gee, I don't know.
And
Era.
he can sleep in my room.
I gotta go. I gotta go.
Lorraine, you ever have a kid who acts that way, I'll disown you.
Now I need your help to get back to the year 1985.
Just might work. Next Saturday night, we're sending you back to the future.
Fury, you interfered with your parents' first meeting. If they don't meet, they won't fall in love, they won't get married, and they won't have kids. That's why your older brother's disappearing from...
Oh, so he won't exist.
You're a slacker. Do you want to be a slacker for the rest of your life? Oh.
Calvin!
I'd like you to meet my good friend George McFly. Hi. She said, get your meat hooks. Oh. Please. Who are you?
My name is Darth Vader.
Identity has brought me to you. What I meant to say.
Now,
Whoa, Biff. What's that?
Gonna hitch a ride. I love that he has Nikes, now he's got Converse, which is essentially the same sort of shoe for that era. The cool shoe for the go-getter. Ah, shit. Is that manure? Come on, George. You are a lost cause.
Do you mind if we park for a while?
Marty, I'm almost 18 years old. It's not like I've never parked before. Marty, you're beginning to sound just like my mother. Why are you so nervous?
I don't know.
Rain, have you ever...
Hey, don't worry. But when I kiss you, it's like I'm kissing
My brother.
my brother.
Yeah. I love it. Oh no. Do it. Yeah. Grow some balls. Georgie. Yeah!
Lovers out there.
Earth angel, will you be mine? Love you all the time. I'm just a fool in love with you. Oh no, he's starting to disappear. Come on, George. They made it to successfully mating. Everything's right in the world.
Okay.
Marty. Such a nice name.
I refuse to accept the responsibility!
In that case, I have to tell you about the future! I have to... We had more time.
Lone Pine Mall. I thought it was Twin Pines. Maybe they've changed it a little bit. I'm a little bit antsy though, given that it seems like the name of the mall has changed. So I'm like, what else has changed? I think someone mentioned in the comments when I said I was going to watch this movie that Michael J. Fox went straight from the Family Ties set to working on this at night. And that makes sense because of all the night scenes in this one. But that's so cool, and what a great young actor. And Pepsi free. I think that's going to be Huey Lewis as well. Sounds very similar voice.
Well, if Paul calls me, tell him I'm working at the boutique late tonight.
Linda, first of all, I'm not...
Yeah,
Looks
what
like
if
things
you
are for
were
the
acting?
better.
Marty, I always wear a suit to the office.
Marty, she is
Oh,
such
she
a
likes it
sweet
now.
girl. Isn't tonight the night of the big date?
Oh, yeah. Everything is great. Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
Oh. If only. I can't wait to watch the sequel. That was such a good send up for the sequel. Billy Zane was in that. I loved every stinking minute of that movie. Thank you so much. That was pure, unadulterated joy. And what I didn't expect was just how good the writing was. I should have realized when I saw Steven Spielberg's name come up on the screen, given that I just watched Saving Private Ryan, and it was really kind of similar to Shawshank Redemption in terms of polish. But this one was like the perfect tone for Steven Spielberg's whatever he does, because every single line, it just felt like there was nothing wasted. Everything was consistent with who was saying it. Like everything was consistent, even with time and stuff like that. Like the word daddy-o was very 50s. It was just so good in so many different ways. And I felt like it was such a huge like Easter egg style movie. Like there are heaps of matchups. You could just go through and watch this movie like 15, 20 times and just like write down all the cool little treasure hunt eggs you could get. Actually, it reminds me of, I wonder whether Ready Player One was a book based in the 80s, and I don't think the movie had quite the same pizzazz to it. I haven't seen it, but it didn't do too well at the box office recently. But the actual book, and particularly the audio book, if you actually listen to the audio book, the narrator is really good, and I can't remember for the life of me the author, but Ready Player One is like this type of story. It's very 80s. It's got all those like little Easter eggs. It's literally about a hunt. And I feel like whoever wrote the book, Ready Player One, got the influence from Back to the Future. My partner actually really loves Rick and Morty, and he mentioned to me when I told him I was about to watch Back to the Future that Rick and Morty is actually based on Doc and Marty, which makes sense. But what I actually noticed, particularly at the point where Doc is asking Marty to show up at the mall parking lot and first shows him the DeLorean time travel vehicle, is that it reminded me heaps of the prequel to The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. It's called The Magician's Nephew. It's by C.S. Lewis, and there's just a character in that very similar to this mad scientist character who sends a guinea pig into another world, basically. And it just reminded me when Einstein's in that vehicle. I won't tell you any more spoilers, but it's a really great book. And that's another thing, actually. I thought this was sci-fi, and I love the like science elements of it and time travel and everything like that, but this is actually the perfect portal fantasy. This is the type of portal fantasy similar to Narnia, where you've basically got the boy who's got humble beginnings, who needs to go on a journey of self-discovery, and he goes into another world, basically. And that was what I keep like, I'm gonna wax lyrical about this movie because I just love it so much. It was so good. And in just in ways I didn't expect, in writing ways, the Michael J. Fox character, Marty McFly, he goes through the hero's journey really well. And I think because I've been seeing a couple of like TV shows recently, like Obi-Wan Kenobi, and having trouble expressing why certain, I can't think, beats of the story are just not working in those TV shows. And this shows me exactly why. If we look at the opening scenes of this movie, even though it seems like a lot of nothing really happens, everything happens for a reason and moves and progresses into the next scene. And the call to action that McFly experiences that makes him go into the world is actually really strong. So we see with the opening scenes that basically everything rolls on to the next thing. The dialogue rolls into the next character's dialogue, and it actually works with the vehicles driving past. Like, for example, you have him riding on the skateboard to school, and then they're walking out of the building together, him and his girlfriend, and then the dad pulls up, and then the woman comes in with the clock pamphlet. Just all kind of happens. It's literally like wheeling through the next piece of action onto the set. I love that bit. But his actual call to action was really good, as I said, because when he, in A Hero's Journey, your call to action is essentially where you usually have someone like a mentor figure, in this case it would have been Doc, saying to the hero, you need to come along with me, we need to do this, that's the call to action. And usually there's resistance on the part of the character who's the hero. And then the second call to action is almost something that the hero cannot help but do. There's usually high stakes involved, and those are the best ones because there's really good payoff at the end of those. And so with McFly's case, Doc being killed was like the perfect thing to force him into action. So he resists the first time that Doc tells him about time travel, and the second time he's like, I have to go back because, like, forget the dangers involved and all that sort of stuff. I have to go back because my friend is killed and I have to try and save him. So that's like his first step in his hero's journey, and it was just so well done, and it was well done the entire way through. Everything in this movie was super fun, and it was so satisfying. That's the word I can think of. This movie was just so satisfying. Everything was tied up properly, and nothing, actually there was only one thing that I had a question about, and I was sort of thinking, it would have been great if we'd gotten some sense of McFly's parents in the present going, you look very much like the Marty guy in the past that helped us get back together, the cool Marty guy from school. Or actually, did they call him, what did they call him? They called him Calvin Klein, the cool Calvin Klein guy from school or whatever it is. That would have been good because, I mean, essentially he's exactly the same person with the same mannerisms and stuff like that. And they also decided to call the baby after him. So it's a little bit of a stretch not for them to recognize him, but it would be nice to have like a little conversation or something where they sort of catch on and go, hang on, you look heaps like, I just remembered this guy. And then McFly tries to sort of steer the conversation off somewhere so they don't kind of catch on in time. But that's like a small, very minor quibble. This movie was just super fun. It was like, if you imagine it's like what they did with this movie. It's so crazy because it's the 1980s, but they somehow have managed to capture everything that's really good about the 1980s from a kid's point of view. So it's like the perfect movie for all ages. It's like you have, you know, all the explosions and the fire and the cool cars and the skateboard and the music. Everything is just geared to what kids love and their excitement and energy about these things. And I also really loved that there were real consequences to actions. Like, even if it is a movie that's mostly kids, it's still got that very real element of death in it, because if you were going to give a fake bomb to Libyan terrorists, I don't know what the algorithm's like with that word. If you're going to give a fake you-know-what to them, then you're going to have to suffer the consequences. And I thought that was really good. Quite shocking to me, not because of the actual shock level involved in the act, but shocking because it just doesn't, there seems to be a real kind of placating, almost like condescending way that TV series and movies nowadays that are geared to kids act like it's like they just completely wash over things like that, like it's too dangerous or something, or it reminds them too much of video games, and video games lead to, you know, apparent things in kids' minds and stuff like that. So it's almost like they're too trigger shy, actually, in a way. Just have to call out Michael J. Fox himself. He just gave this movie so much energy. This was a story about friendship. It was a story about time travel. It was a story about magic. It was a story about coming of age. And it was cool because it's not just a coming of age for McFly, but it's also a coming of age story for his dad. And he's helped give advice to his dad. He's helped give advice to his mum. They become better people out of it. And I thought it was really great in how Spielberg did the sense of agency for children and expressed that sense of agency in McFly's character. Because what kid doesn't want to have an impact on something? And McFly's impact on everyone around him is something really great. And that's what he gets out of going through that hero's journey. So good. I just loved it so much. I think what I might actually do is go through and do like a little Easter egg hunt and put some sort of analysis together for Patreon viewers. Cannot wait to get into the second one. That's so exciting. I wonder what they'll view sort of our era as. Just chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.